Surface area is the total area of a 3D shape along all of its faces. So how much would it be in material to make a box? That is what surface area is. If you unfolded a box, this is what it would look like. This is what we call a net. It's all opened up, and if we folded it together, then we would get a 3D shape. So right now it's two-dimensional, and we have 6 faces that we need to find the area of to find the total surface area of the shape. Again, if you've got graph paper, then you can draw this out. It will help you a lot, especially if you're not very good at figuring out these missing lengths. If you draw it out on grid paper, that is a tool that can help you understand how long each one is. All right. For some of you, you're able to look at it or know the pieces and what the lengths are going to be. All right. So let's go ahead and find out each individual face. So I'm going to go ahead and number them 1 through 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then I'm going to write the areas of each one below, and then we're going to find the grand total. All right, so if we look at face 1 we know is 3 times 2. So I'm going to go ahead and put 1, 3 times 2, and then that's 6. All right, let's look at face 2. Okay, face 2, I know this is 3. If I take this box and fold it up, this piece and this piece would match together. So these 2 pieces would touch. So if this piece is 2, therefore this is also 2. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and put this in a red 2. So we know that this is the length of this one right here. All right, so 3 times 2 again for face 2. 3 times 2. So this is also 6. All right. Okay, let's look at face 3. Face 3 doesn't have anything written on it. But again, this length is the same as this length. So if this is 3, then this is 3. Okay, so they're both 3. Or I meant this is 3, so this is 3. So these are both 3 in length. So I'm going to go ahead and write that in red because that's the one that I had to figure out. So that's 3. And again here, this length and this length match up. So if this length is 3, then this length is 3. So I'm going to go ahead and put a little red 3 here as well. So face 3 is 3 times 3, which is 9. All right. Okay, let's go on to face 4. Well, some of us will know this face is going to fold up and this face is going to fold up, and they're going to be equal to one another because they're across from each other. So again, if this length is 3, this length is 3, that means this length is 3 as well. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and put a red 3 here because that's the length. And if this is 2, then this is 2. So I'm going to go ahead and put a 2 here, and I already had the 2 written there actually. All right, so face 4 is 2 times 3. And that is 6 as well. All right, let's move on to face 5. All right, face 5. I don't have anything drawn on here, okay? But I know that this part right here is 2, and if I fold this box up, these 2 lines are going to fold and touch if I can manually take this off my grid and fold it up. So these 2 would touch. So I'm going to go ahead and put a red 2 right here. All right, and I know that this is 3, so this line is also going to be 3. So I'm going to put a red 3 here. So face 5 is 2 times 3 as well. See how drawing it on a grid paper is a little easier? It's more helpful. All right, and then face 6, this one's already marked 3 and 3. So 3 times 3, that's 9. Okay, so if I add up 6 plus 6 plus 9 plus 6 plus 6 plus 9, I'm going to end up getting a total sum of 36. And I don't have any units written down here, so I'm going to put units squared. And I put squared because we're finding area. Okay, so the grand total of this is going to be 36 units squared when I get it all done. Okay, all right, let's go on to one that is not a net, and it looks like a. All right, so if we have an actual 3D box and we don't have the net where it's all opened up, and we have it closed off, there are three sides we can't see. Right now, I can only see the front face, the top face, and one of the side pieces. Well, so let's look at this little eraser. The top face and the bottom face have the same area, it has the same dimensions, okay? Because they both have the same length and they both have the same width on both of them. All right. So when I do surface area, when the shape is not a net, all right, I might mark the top and the bottom as the same, the front and the back as the same, and the left and the right side pieces as the same. All right. So let's go ahead and do the side pieces first, the 7 times the 8. Okay. So if I have, we'll say the left side and the right side. Each of those have a length and a width of 7 and 8. So 7 times 8, 56. 7 times 8, 56. All right. So my side pieces are taken care of. All right. What about my front face? Okay, my front face and my back face are going to be the same dimensions as well. So they're going to have the same area as well. So I'm going to go ahead and write front and back. Okay, my front is 10, and this side piece going straight up and down is 7. Okay, so I have to take this number and transpose it over here because these two pieces are the same length. So 10 times 7, so that's 70. All right, so that only leaves my top and my bottom pieces, and I'm running out of room. Top, bottom. Okay, so my top piece right here, so if we can look at this for a second, the length is 10 and the width is 8. All right, so 10 times 8, which is 80, and 10 times 8, which is 80. Okay, and then I'm going to add all 6 of those numbers up. And when I add them all up, all 6 numbers up, I'm going to get a grand total of 412 feet squared when I add them all up. Okay, now in class I call this the triangle trick. And I call it the triangle trick because it's just an easy way to remember that you didn't use the numbers twice when you shouldn't have. And so what I do is I take my pencil and I just mark off what I've done, and I should make a triangle when I'm all done with my 3 numbers. So let's see how that works really fast. Okay, so I've done my 7 times my 8. So I'm going to, let's go ahead and use my red. Okay, 7 times 8. I did that first. Then I did 10 times 7 second. So if I come over here, okay, 7 times 10 has been used. So I know last, my top and my bottom piece are going to be my 10 times my 8. And that's just a little trick to remember that I multiplied all my numbers the way that I should have, and I didn't accidentally do 7 times 8 double times than I'm supposed to. So it's just a little trick that I use just to make sure that all my numbers are in the right order and that I've done them all. So, and it doesn't matter where I start with. I could have started at 10 times 8, then 8 times 7, then 7 times 10. I could have gone in any order I wanted to do my multiplication. And then some of you might also realize that if I do 10 times 8 once, and my 8 times 7 once, and then my 7 times 10 once, add those together, and then I can double them to get all 6 of my faces. So there are many ways that I can find surface area and figure out what the correct surface area of a shape is. But that is the way that I like to start off in 6th grade, is just making sure I have all my pieces, all 6 sides, and I draw my triangle to make sure that I did it all correctly at the end. And that is how you find surface area.